Thanks, Janet. That was a nice presentation. And as she said, I'm here for the WA, World Olympians Association, as a vice president. But I'm not alone, as you can imagine. I have many people from our board here in the audience, and I would like to present them all. They are here in the front row. Can you please stand up and wave to the audience? And also we have a few members listening in online, so welcome to those as well. So let's see if we have some slides. There we go. So this is our mission, and you can read for yourself. But we had some amazing stories this morning from great Olympians like Lindsey Vonn, Pau, and Alison Felix. You know, and it's all about a journey and stories. And I'm sorry to say, our president, Mr. Joël Bouzou, he had to leave yesterday. Unfortunately, he had a very important meeting at the palace in Monaco. But he always speaks about the Olympian journey. What is it to be an Olympian? You know, for all you here, I guess it starts with a dream to do sports. And then you find your own sport, which you like, possibly many, many sports. And then you become an elite athlete. And then you get inspired by looking at the Olympic Games or the World Championships, and you start to dream about becoming an Olympian. And it's not many that can become an Olympian. And then you actually are an Olympian, an active Olympian. But what happens after, when you retire? And our keynote speaker yesterday, George, he spoke about it, to find your identity. But your identity is an Olympian, because you continue to be an Olympian even after you retired. And why is it different to be an Olympian? It's because we have the Olympic Games, where we all meet the whole world, and we understand that the world is actually bigger than our own country. And we all get together and unify ourselves. And that's why you can then, as an Olympian, give back to your society, wherever you live, and also inspire Olympians to be by telling your stories. So this is who we are. You all know that we work very closely with the IOC, and it's precious to have these networks and to work together. As you can see there, our patron of the WA is the Prince Albert of Monaco. He's a very active member, and he is also a 5-time Olympian himself. And also the IOC president is always the honorary president of our association. We have today 106 national associations, and you know there are 206 national Olympic committees out there. So we have a little way to go to establish these associations all around the world, and we want your help, of course. Because around 100,000 Olympians living all around the world, imagine what a network that is. So what we do, firstly, we recognize and celebrate the Olympians, and we provide valued services for them. And we also fund, because money is always an issue, and we fund projects. And we keep the Olympians connected to each other. And we empower, the most important thing, we empower Olympians to give back to their society. And here we have 2 great Olympians. I think most of you recognize them, possibly Mo Farah and Jocelyn Hoyt-Smith. Mo Farah, both in athletics. Jocelyn Hoyt-Smith, she is the NOA president in the UK. And here she is giving this precious OLY certificate to the great athlete and Olympian Mo Farah in front of the castle in London, of course, and he said this was a great honor. And you all know we are giving out this certificate either in the Olympic House by the IOC president or sometimes by our president, Joël Bouzou. But it's very important. And this was established around 5 years ago by one of our board members, Patrick Singleton. And I think this is amazing because imagine, George was speaking about it yesterday, to find your identity after retirement. Who am I? And we say, you're still an Olympian, but you're just a retired Olympian. And how can we recognize that? We give you then the OLY, post-nominal letters. You know, you have the PhD, some of you are doctors, maybe professors. I didn't have time to do the studying when I was a professional athlete. Some of you had. But this is a recognition for you to be proud of all the time you have given to your sport. And more, you can also find, you know how it is, internet. Lindsey Vonn and they were speaking about the social media. It's not easy to get together to find the people you want to find. But having the OLY behind your name on social media or wherever, you can find each other. You just have to search for OLY and you will find each other on all the platforms out there. And moreover, I have to say, you also have an Olympian.org email, which is important sometimes when you apply for a job, for example. Because you all know this, when you apply for a job, there are hundreds of other people applying for this job. So how can you stand out? By having this Olympian.org email, they will say, this is interesting, because everyone knows Olympic Games, Olympian, so it's a good start to be noticed. So, let's try. I suppose, or I hope that everyone here has signed up for the OLY, but if you haven't, you can point the cameras to this QR code, and you will be directed to our website, where we will check if you are eligible to get the OLY, because you have to have applied to the IOC Code of Ethics, so no doping offenses, no criminal records. So we want to make sure that you stand for the Olympic values that we all want to promote. So I see lots of phones here, but don't do it yet, because I'm not finished. I have a few slides, but keep that site up and do the registration afterwards if you haven't done so already. So here is another initiative which we have taken, and it's the OLY House, which we have in each Games. It's for you, where you can bring friends, you can bring your sponsors, you can organize events for free. If you want to have food and things like that, of course, you have to pay extra. But it's really a service to you, Olympians, active or retired. And here's just to show, this was in Rio de Janeiro, 2016. The lady down on the side here, her name is Rose Vosk. She's from Slovenia. She was 80 plus when she came to Rio de Janeiro. She competed in the 1948 London Games. Can you imagine? And she was so happy to be there. And she actually used the Airbnb, which is there for all of us now. She used Airbnb and got an apartment and more or less kidnapped the person who lived in the apartment and told him to, now you have to show me all around Rio de Janeiro. So she was there for a few days, and this guy, of course, happily showed her around because she's an Olympian. Here are also some more things that we do. Of course, I told you money is always an issue, and there is money out there to receive. We, as WA, we have the grants that we give to our NOAs. They first have to apply, and we then give them money. And this is an event that the Japanese NOA did. It's called the Sports Caravan Project. They learn children how to swim so they will not drown, which of course is very, very important. So we are happy to support that. Again, you can apply with your NOA through the IOC, through the WA, NGO, or even your government will listen to you when you tell them that you're an Olympian. Also to empower the Olympians, we have a forum like here. 2 weeks ago, we were in Istanbul, and you can see not as many people as here, but we were around 150. And great discussions, exchange of best practices, which is so important. We all know that. And what you can do in your home country is, of course, to put up events like this on your own. We also have some courses that we give to Olympians at the University of London. It's about sports management, and many athletes are happy, and Olympians happy to take this course. And what you can do to promote all these courses that are available from the WA, IOC, for Olympians all around the world. Last but not the least, you know the expression, once an Olympian, always an Olympian. Thank you very much.